5 of high school football in the state of Florida, St. Thomas Aquinas, Miami Central, Blue Bloods. Game of the week, plus Eye on Central Florida, Tampa, and around Florida on footballhotbed.com's Florida High School Football Report next.
Hello again and welcome to the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report presented by Honda. I'm Brandon O'Doy. Listen, it doesn't get any bigger than this. St. Thomas Aquinas versus Miami Central, two of the best programs in the entire country. That's game of the week. But right now, let's go straight to the highlights. It's time for Eye on Central Florida presented by Orlando Health.
Let's go out to DeLand taking on Pine Ridge, and that is wide receiver Deontay Marks, who shakes the defense and scores for the Bulldogs. And back with DeLand here, the handoff goes to Demarez Bellamy, who jets past the line and down the field for another DeLand touchdown. The Bulldogs will go back to the air. Leon Roll would connect with Deontay Marks, who takes it down the sidelines for another TD, and DeLand again, this time on the ground, hands off to Damon Nelson, walks in behind his blockers. DeLand would win 56-13 over Pine Ridge. Vieira and Coco, quarterback DJ Arroyo connecting with wide receiver Isaiah Jones for a touchdown. And now quarterback Bryce Norton for Vieira would hit Sean Atkins for the 46-yard strike and the score. This will be back and forth all game. Again, Vieira, Norton rolling to his left, hitting Shamar Moore for an 8-yard TD. DJ says, I will see that touchdown and raise you another Willie Gaines on the touchdown reception. But it comes down to the trick play. Sean Atkins throws to Norton with the presence of mind to get in. Coco 42-49 losers to Vieira. Vieira gets the big win. Treasure Coast now, Matanzas. Sean Miller Show. Hey, Sean, that's one touchdown. Why don't you have another? Treasure Coast continuing to block strong, and Sean was just too much for them on the night. 35-7, Titan-born, Titan-bred. Let's also stay in Brevard County and Merritt Island taking on Melbourne. That's Mikey Moss to Cody Clark, 83 yards for a touchdown. Merritt Island continuing to roll. Mikey Moss, the former hotbed All-American, getting in for the touchdown on his own, and that has to please Coach Hurley Brown, first-year head coach at Merritt Island, and this pleases him too. Cody Clark for another one over the middle, 56 yards in the score. Melbourne would tack one on. Corey Vincentor would hit Jaden Campbell, but Merritt Island would roll 34-6.
Central Florida scores now a Popka 49. 13 winners over Boone, and Dr. Phillips just can't handle Mainland. Mainland 22-0 over the defending 8A state champs, and these are the rest of your Central Florida scores. Let's take a look at the contenders, top 25 ranked teams in Central Florida. Number 11 is Kissimmee Osceola defeating Winter Haven 31-0. Remaining in the top 25, Vero Beach is still undefeated after a close win against Pahokee 27-20. They come in at number 10 this week, and Wekiva remains the top team in Central Florida. 4-0 defeated Olympia of Orlando 43-7 to remain undefeated.
All right, so that was a look at the teams making noise in Central Florida, and we've got so much more to come, especially from this game, the game of the week. We're here at Fort Lauderdale, Florida, St. Thomas Aquinas, and this was quite a game. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment, top plays and more. But first, when we come back on the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report, it's Eye on South Florida when we return.
Now it's time for Eye on South Florida, brought to you by your South Florida Honda dealers. Nova taking on MacArthur in a big District 7A matchup, and that's Nova's Anton Thompson blazing down the field for a 66-yard touchdown run to open up the scoring in this game. MacArthur quarterback, the senior TJ Smith, He's going to air it out here to Kelvin Taylor Jr., the very excellent wide receiver for MacArthur. They get on the board here, and it would begin the air show. Smith again connects downfield to wide receiver Billy Pierre for 47 yards. Coach Pierre Sonatas has got his Mustangs absolutely rolling. Big district win for MacArthur, 40-12 over Nova. Let's check out Palmetto taking on Coral Gables. Gables with a nice defensive play here, the strip six. That forced fumble and recovery would lead to a touchdown. This game would go back and forth and it would go to OT, but the difference in this game came down to Palmetto quarterback Kareek Rackley, his pass up top to Kentron Portier, and Palmetto will pull this out 16-13 over Coral Gables. Elsewhere, South Dade taking on Jackson, trying to remain undefeated. Amari Daniels trying to make that difficult, but South Dade would stick to their ground game. It's been good to them all season long. Touchdown there for them. The Generals will try to get back into this game. Quarterback Devin Essex, however, is going to make a mistake trying to make something happen. South Dade pick six all the way to the end zone. They would win 39-14 over Jackson. Let's go to Broward County now, where a back and forth battle between two Broward powers would commence. Meet Levelton Williams muscling his way in for a score. Heritage threatening again when quarterback Edwin Rhodes throws to his former youth football teammate Dedrick Stanley. Stanley would take that one all the way to the other end zone for the pick six. But this would be a back and forth matchup, and this time quarterback Edwin Rhodes would link up to Douglas Emilian. He wouldn't throw the pick. Emilian would get in for the 60-yard touchdown. And Chaminade now with the ball on the American Heritage side of the field. Quarterback Dalen Menard rolls out of the pocket to escape Patriot rushers, and he hits his wide receiver deep for a nice touchdown pass. Incredible. Putting Chaminade within a score of this game, but American Heritage would ice it. Williams here for the TD run, 31-21, American Heritage over Chaminade. Let's take a look now at your South Florida scoreboard. Carroll City 76-0 winners over Dr. Crop. Just an amazing output of scoring there for the Chiefs. Southridge gets by Rockledge, who was previously unbeaten, 24-12. And Northwestern takes care of Booker T. Washington, 47-21. And these are the rest of your South Florida area scores. All right, no change this week in the South Florida teams ranked in the top 25 poll. The highest ranked team, St. Thomas Aquinas, even after losing to Miami Central, stays at number 4. Deerfield Beach, number 3, still 5-0, rolled over Coral Springs, 55-6. Miami Central, with the one loss to DC St. John's College, they come to number 2 in the power rankings. In Miami, Carroll City, 76-0 defeat of Crop. They are still the number 1 team in all of Florida.
All right, those teams in the top 25 in South Florida continue to impress. So we're excited to see as they continue to go through the season what they come up with for the remainder. But we're excited for Game of the Week. We're here. The atmosphere is electric, and it's exciting, so we can't wait to get to our Game of the Week highlights and top 5 plays. But first, we're going to go Eye on Tampa Bay when we return on the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report presented by Honda.
Now it's time for the Eye on Tampa presented by Honda. Armwood facing Jefferson. Check out Eric Wilson with a nice touchdown run there. Armwood's 2020 quarterback Cameron Ranson would score a nice touchdown of his own there. Jefferson would make a push. That's Tyler Thomas with a nice run of his own, getting Jefferson closer in this contest. An Armwood field goal would extend their lead, and Jefferson would answer. This is Thomas hitting Tyrone Howard for the nice thread-the-needle 15-yard touchdown pass, but Eric Wilson was too much in this game Coach Evan Davis has got his Armwood Hawks rolling 24-14 over Jefferson. Let's go to Plant City, taking on East Bay now. That's Braxton Plunk to Demario Williams for the touchdown. Plunk and Williams hook up again. Plunk has 186 passing yards on the night, nearly 1,200 already halfway through the season. But this was about the Plant City defense. Check out James Gordon with the pick six. The big man rumbling in for a score. 21-0 Plant City at this point. A Chris Rodriguez field goal from 29 yards out would add on more. East Bay would get a touchdown here, but it was all Plant City 24-7. Gaither taking on Tampa Plant. Gaither up top, that's Tony Bartolo. Touchdown Gaither, and check out Tucker Gleason, the quarterback for Plant, passing to Leonard Parker. And I now pronounce you very fast. Touchdown Plant. Bartolo was 12 for 16 for 218 yards and 3 TDs. As you see, a nice pass there, but this was the Tucker Gleason and Leonard Parker show. Check out Gleason. Even when it was going wrong, it tipped in the right direction, and Parker adds on the Wildcat touchdown, 44-34 Plant. Okay, eye on Tampa Bay scoreboard. Clearwater 34-7 winners over Mitchell, and Berrien Collard continues to roll 58-43 winners over Mariner. Naples takes down Immokalee 48-17, and these are the rest of your Tampa Bay area scores. Okay, so now let's take a look at where the Tampa Bay teams stack up in the top 25. Lakeland, of course, highest ranked team, 5-0, coming in at number 8 after defeating Eastlake 42-6. Tampa Bay Tech still undefeated, snuck by Hillsborough 28-27, number 14 on the poll. Armwood at number 19, 3-1 on the season, defeated Jefferson, and Pinellas Park rounds out the top 20. Pinellas Park of Largo does make the top 25 again this week. Now let's take a look around the state of Florida. Creekside taking on Nice, 7-7 ball game when Trevor Dickerson sprints 44 yards to put Nice ahead 14-7. Creekside with the ball now. Tay Levante hits Jack Goodrich, who outjumps the defenders 64 yards later. It's a tie ball game. Levante again throwing downfield. He connects with his man for a nice 59-yarder. They go up 21-14. Nice comes right back. Joseph Nieves gets in. He dives for the touchdown. It's a nice back and forth ball game, but then Levante goes over the middle, hits Goodrich again, and Creekside would roll 52-29 over Nice. Let's go to Mater Dei taking on IMG. That's Bryce Young to Bruce McCoy there for the touchdown for Mater Dei. But check out IMG Bradenton's Trey Saunders. I now pronounce you. Wow, you're just very good and fast. Touchdown IMG. But check out this trick play here by Bryce Young. Looks like he's sprinting right. Throws back across his body to Miles Morale, who takes it 12 yards for the touchdown. The offensive tackle scoring there. That's David Baldwin to Michael Reddick for a touchdown. It's all knotted up here, but Bryce Young would let them pull away. He was too clutch in this game. 7-yard touchdown, 28-24, Mater Dei over IMG. Now let's take a look around the state of Florida. Trinity Christian of Jacksonville, 25-6 winners over Palm Beach Lakes. They're absolutely rolling right now. Reigns 27-14 winners over Mandarin in a rivalry matchup. And these are the rest of your scores from around the state of Florida.
All right, so that was a look at the Tampa Bay area teams that are atop the top 25 football hotbed Florida State rankings, and we've got so much more from Tampa in our future shows ahead. But right now, we cannot wait to get to Game of the Week. It's finally time. When we come back, we'll have those highlights and the top 5 plays of the week, jackpot play of the week. We return on the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report presented by Honda. All right, welcome back to footballhotbed.com, the Florida High School Football Report presented by Honda. It is now time for Game of the Week. This is the most exciting time of the show. And let me tell you, this is the game that you will not want to miss. Miami Central, St. Thomas Aquinas, they've never played before in their storied histories. Two of the best teams in all of the country, nationally ranked atop our state Florida poll. And listen, I can't wait to get into it. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. This is the Game of the Week presented by Honda.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida, St. Thomas Aquinas, one of the more storied programs in all of the nation, meeting Miami Central, meet head coach Roland Smith.
All we need is 48 minutes. Yo, ain't no 5 overtime today.
The Raiders taking on the Rockets, first time in both these programs' storied histories. This one would be a dandy. Maurice Underwood goes deep. Giovanni Ribalta gets inside the 30-yard line. KJ Owens, Kajan, if you will, would score. Central would go up 6-0 after missing the extra point, and the Rockets were looking for more, but Kirk Castile would answer, passing to Marcus Rosemary. 7-6, St. Thomas goes up.
Hey, 3 and out, man. Hey, try to get a fumble, man. First man come in, make tackle. Second man come in, rip it out, man.
Jordan Battle coming up with the interception he called for. The pick of Maurice Underwood meets the approval of Jamar Brown and others on the sidelines. The St. Thomas drive would stall. Underwood would hit Anthony Frederick. He would be dragged out of bounds deep into their own end zone here, and Maurice Underwood would get in for the score. What you saw in this game was the maturation of Maurice Underwood finally taking that leadership role on and off the field, but he would get banged up in this game. Lexington Joseph would add the 2-point conversion here. Rockets would go up 14-7, and they were looking for more in this game with 6:42 left to go in the half. Underwood would hit Joseph again, and he looked to be heading to pay dirt until he was brought down by the 4-star Ohio State commit. But check this out, Jason Taylor talking to his troops. The Raiders would respond. Jamar Brown there, the South Carolina commit. Sacks Underwood, he'd be sacked again. And the Rockets, in an effort to try to put points on the board, get down to 3rd down, take a deep shot at the end zone. Pass incomplete intended for Jalen Young. Field goal attempt would be blocked, and St. Thomas would thwart the attempts of the Rockets. They go up 14-7 in at halftime. We caught up with Roland Smith.
Before the half, we should have scored 7 points, and then we should have got the 3, but they blocked the field goal. But we got to continue to play defense like we've been playing, but we can't give up no big plays. But we got a second half to play in order to win this game. This is a great team we're playing against, but we know the game is not over.
We told them that we have to continue to play strong. You know, it was our first half. We were a little erratic. We couldn't get our rhythm. Central played a strong first half. They've imposed their will. We're a second half team, so we're gonna make sure our guys come out ready to play.
Third quarter action now. Raiders down by a score. They would race out of the half. And that's Daniel Carter. He's racing, high-stepping, and kicking into the end zone for a score. 2 consecutive scores for St. Thomas. Out of halftime, the Raiders were focused and well coached, and they go up 21-14. Roland Smith and the Rockets have to make something happen, but the St. Thomas defense wouldn't allow it, and they would have to settle for a field goal. 21-17 Raiders. Maurice Underwood, however, he would continue to impress. He hits Anthony Colonel, the senior wide receiver, for the touchdown, and everyone in Dade County absolutely loves it. St. Thomas Aquinas now goes down by 2 points after the Rockets tack on the touchdown, and Kajan Owens is looking for more. He would stretch out towards the end zone, but he stepped out of bounds. Maurice Underwood would finish the job, and look at him wave to everybody in the crowd representing 305. Underwood continued to grow up, to mature, and to show that he is an elite quarterback to be taken very seriously when it comes to college football recruiting. Kirk is still trying to make some things happen here. The Rockets defense remained stingy on the night. Rosemary tried to take the bubble pass, but it was going absolutely nowhere. the Rockets crowd around, and that would be Lexington Joseph once again. Looks like he's heading toward the end zone, but he's tracked down again, this time by Avery Huff, the Miami commit, but Underwood would finish the deed, and that would be one of his 4 touchdown runs on the night. He was incredible. 37-21 Rockets. The Raiders would respond and get in here with a Daniel Carter rushing touchdown, and they would make a game out of this until the double handoff to Shamar Paul, who did not play at all into the fourth quarter. It's almost unfair. 43-27 Rockets at this point, and this thing looked over, and it almost was, but the Raiders never say die. But to put the icing on the cake, Hernady Jean-Vier gets the interception, and he dances with the turnover chain. The Rockets will finish this thing off 43-27.
Every week we got to earn respect. Now the real season starts next week.
When you play a great team like St. Thomas Aquinas, you're not going to win easily. You know, you got to play 4 quarters for 48 minutes. We knew that. They came out in the second half, made some adjustments, and drove the ball down the field on us and scored and tied it up. And then they got up on us. And our team all season long showed composure, kept our heads in the game and came back, and we took control of the game in the second half, and we went on ahead and we won the game.
All right, Henry Gray here, defensive MVP. Henry, like I said, a lot of back and forth on Twitter, social media. What did it mean to get this win?
It meant real good to get the win, you feel me? We was grinding all week. Coach May wanted to play them for a long time. Coach Smith, Coach AJ didn't want to play them since they got the Central, so it's real good to get them.
What did it take in that second half, especially given the fact that, you know, you guys had to, you know, battle back when they scored twice coming out of the half? You went in with the lead, they came back out, took the lead. What did you do? What are the adjustments that you guys made?
I mean, really, we just stuck with the game plan. You feel me? Our coach ain't gonna tell us nothing wrong, so we just kept the defense in mind, and we just executed.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Miami Central, our Game of the Week winners. And now it's time for the moment you've been waiting for, the moment you vote for each week. It's time now for Top Plays of the Week, presented by Honda. All right, number 5, Top Plays of the Week. Miramar taking on South Plant, punt block, and it's scooped up and scores. That's the big man, Javon Robbins, the middle linebacker, gets in for the score. Touchdown, Miramar. They would roll in this game. Number 4, Daniel Carter, right between 2 defenders, and thank you very much. I need to kick step and high step into the end zone for a touchdown. Number 3, Jalen Knighton, number 4 for Deerfield. He's the Oklahoma University commit, and watch this. They think they've got him down. Everybody stops on defense, but then he takes off, tiptoes down the sidelines, keeps his balance, and he scores. Deerfield would roll 55-6 over Coral Springs. Game of the Week action now. Number 81, Marcus Rosemary, defended by Central's defensive back, but makes the nice one-hand catch. Just awesome on the effort. And the number 1 play of the week, the jackpot play of the week, belongs to IMG's Trey Sanders. This is one of the most dynamic plays you will see. Watch him switch direction here, going in the other direction, and I now pronounce you very, very fast. Touchdown. It wouldn't be enough. IMG would lose a close one, 28-24, but this is worth another look. The jackpot play of the week, and when you make great grades, you can hit the jackpot. Did you know the Florida Lottery has contributed more than $5 billion to send over 775,000 students to college? The Florida Lottery puts a spotlight on education to help students shine like Trey Sanders.
All right, so that'll do it for the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report. Week 5, listen, it was tremendous. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week with all the great highlights. Stay tuned to footballhotbed.com for more, and follow us on social media at footballhotbed.com. For now, I'm Brandon O'Doy signing off at St. Thomas Aquinas. It's a hotbed world. We'll see you next week.